lucky to have Chef
Justin Sparkman
with me today. He's visiting us from the food bank, and we have this delicious recipe created for us using all the ingredients from the farmer's market. So what do we have, Chef?
Excellent. So today we're doing a nice roasted beet and citrus salad. So I was lucky enough to be able to come down to the farmer's market yesterday and shop around and find some really good stuff. So perfect time, found beets, got citrus, it's South Texas. So doing a nice healthy salad for the new year and utilizing some great products here.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, so
all my favorites.
Excellent. So we've got some lovely beets, which are going to be one of the stars of this show. And these come from Wholesome Harvest Farms. Also some nice oranges that we got from Koltermann Family Farms. We're also going to be doing a nice little balsamic vinaigrette, utilizing some honey from Bob's Honey Pot. And to gild the lily a little bit, we got some nice Greek yogurt cream cheese from Mother Culture.
Yeah.
And then, not yet on the shelves, but a product I'm playing with is powdered black shallot from Texas Black Gold Garlic. We're going to be doing some candied pecans with those today.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Awesome, so let's dive in. So, to start the recipe, we need to get our beets working. And beets are great because you can use everything from root to leaf. So I'm going to utilize the whole thing, and you can eat it raw, but today we're going to roast the beets so we get some of that earthy sweetness and get it nice and tender. Okay, but to get it prepped, first thing is obviously you're going to wash all your produce. Okay, so this has been washed. So we're just going to trim a little bit off the top. We're going to save these for later. We're going to chop those up and utilize that in the salad. Now to get our beet roasted, simply wrap it in foil, pop it in a 400, 425 degree oven. Depending on the size, could take 30 minutes to an hour and a half. What we're looking for is just knife tender, to where you put your knife in there and it's nice and tender. Once they get tender, you pull them out of the oven, let them come to a comfortable handling temperature, and then you're just going to peel off the skin. So once they are roasted, this is what they'll look like. So they also get that nice deep color, that purple color on them as well. So what I like to do is just trim off a little bit of the top and the bottom. Okay. In peeling, it's easy. The skin just slips right off.
And you have your gloves on there to keep your hands from staining.
Yeah, it keeps the hands from staining. Unfortunately, if you've got a white cutting board, you're going to have beet all over it. And depending on how you want to do your salad, that will determine how you want to cut up your beet. So you could do like wedges, which I like doing that. And I try to keep them all the same size for eye appeal, and also it's a salad, so we want it to fit on a fork as well. Alright, so for our beet greens, we're going to do these kind of like you would basil. We're just going to do a chiffonade cut on them. And I wanted to use these as well, so we don't just throw them away. Respect the whole plant. It also adds a nice bitterness to it, and also some nice texture to the salad. And color, yes. These stems, when you chop them up, they look like little rubies. So we'll just thinly slice our leaves here. Yes, beet greens are great sauteed, braised, deep fried. Get them, we make beet chips, beet leaf chips, yeah, all sorts of stuff. Just kind of like if you would collard greens or kale, very much the same way. Okay, so once those are nice and sliced, place these into our bowl. Okay, so the beets are ready, our greens are ready. Let's look at our orange now. Okay, so for our orange, just like with the beet, I want to utilize the whole thing. And in order to do that, I'm going to zest some of the citrus. This is going to go into my salad dressing.
And this is called a microplane?
This is a microplane, yes.
Okay. Those are great.
They are great. They're nice and sharp, get all that zest off. They're also great for grating chocolate. Garlic as well, yes. Okay, so get our citrus zest. And we'll hold that for later for our salad dressing. But for the orange, what we want to do is we want to take out just the flesh of the orange. So we've got the top and bottom of the orange, and we're going to take off just enough to expose the flesh. So that way we can see you've got the pith and the flesh, and we're going to take off that pith, leaving just the nice meat of the orange. Now, most of the time when we're cutting produce, we try to visualize everything is nice and square. But this is a round fruit, so as we're trimming, we want to make sure we follow the contour of that orange. So the first cut's usually the most difficult because you can't really see where that flesh is at. But once you get that first cut, now you can see where that pith meets up with the flesh. So we just follow that as we trim it. So we'll go all the way around this orange.
Once you have it, that way you'll never want it another way.
No, because you're getting rid of all that bitterness, and it's just pure sweetness.
You know you're special, someone's going to subscribe my orange.
That's right. And you do this the same way, like I'm glad you mentioned grapefruit, so you can do this with a grapefruit. Say you're going to candy some lemon or lime segments, you can do that as well. And all I'm doing here is just trimming off any excess pith that might have gotten left behind. Okay, so once we get to that point, looking at the orange, you see it grows in those segments, and we want to get those segments out of in between each membrane, because we want just that pure flesh. So we're going to cut like on this one, on the right side of that membrane, and then on the left side of this one, and we get just the flesh, sometimes the seed, and that's okay, we just put it aside. So we go all the way around, removing these nice segments, and hopefully you'll have enough left after cutting and snacking on it for the recipe. And the flavor on these, as opposed to like eating an orange wedge, is just completely different. Just pure orange goodness. So once we get all these segmented, there's still quite a bit of juice left in this orange. So we're going to utilize this for our vinaigrette. So we can just squeeze this right into our bowl.
Perfect.
Get rid of the seeds.
Zero waste.
Zero waste, as much as possible.
I love that we live in a region of this country where we have citrus.
Right. Yes, for sure. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and build our vinaigrette. So we've got some balsamic vinegar with our orange juice. Okay, and a traditional vinaigrette is usually 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. Since I'm using balsamic and orange juice, I'm going to do a 1-to-1 ratio of our vinegar and olive oil. And we're using some nice extra virgin olive oil from our friends.
Nice. Could you use a different type of vinegar? If you didn't have balsamic, which most people do, pretty traditional in most households. If you didn't have it, what would you recommend?
You certainly could. I wouldn't use something too acidic, so maybe something like a champagne wine vinegar. Even a red wine vinegar would probably do the trick. And then also to help emulsify the vinaigrette and also add a little bit of sweetness, some floral qualities, we're going to use some nice honey from our friend's Bob Honey Pot. So we're going to use about a tablespoon or so. And we'll just whisk this together. You did notice I didn't slowly drizzle in the oil and take my time making this. With the honey in there, it's a natural emulsifier, so it'll just all come together for us. All right, so that's our vinaigrette. So the vinaigrette's done. Okay, so now we can dress our salad, and then we'll look at our different components. So we've got our beet greens here. Okay, some of our roasted beets that I diced up. And then we'll just add in our vinaigrette. And then we'll just use our hand to mix this all together. No need for tongs or salad spoons, as long as you're wearing gloves. Then we'll put some of this on our plate to get ready for plating. So some of the greens, and make sure we get plenty of those beets in there.
Just like that.
Thank you. And it's all about respecting the ingredients. We're not doing too much to them, just kind of letting them speak for themselves. All right, so then we've also got our citrus segments, so we can place those around. Then we've got our nice candied pecans. So the candied pecans are very simple. All I did was take an egg white, whisk it with a little bit of water till it's frothy, combined it with 1 pound of shelled pecans, And these pecans are actually from the Sanchez Family Farm, which is in Hondo, which that's my girlfriend's parents' place.
Very nice.
So nice local pecans as well. So you mix them with the egg white mixture, and then I did a mixture of brown sugar, salt, and black shallot powder. This is the black shallot powder right here. Not yet on shelves, but will be soon. But it is delicious. Adds a real kind of deep balsamic umami flavor to it. And it's so good. So we can just scatter these around. But once you get those combined, you just put them on a sheet pan. Bake them at 275 degrees, stirring about every 10-15 minutes. They take about an hour or so.
Can you do that with other nuts?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, every nut is treated the same when you're doing candies. So the other thing that we're going to gild the lily with is Mother Culture's Greek yogurt cream cheese. This stuff is really good flavor profile on it. It's kind of like goat cheese. So it's going to add kind of a nice acidity and a little bit extra fat to this dish, which helps round everything out. So we can just place a couple of dollops of this around.
Wow. This is like the best representation of everything you want on a plate. You got the fat, the acid, the salty, the crunchy, the earthy, everything.
Yeah, exactly. We've got all the stuff we want right there.
And all from here.
That's right. All from this lovely Pearl Farmers Market. Such a beautiful day. Hope you guys get a chance to go shop around. If you're not here today, come on out next weekend and enjoy. We got this lovely, perfect representation of winter salad in South Texas.
Thank you so much for sharing this recipe.
My
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
Have a great day.
Bye.